Now I would like to invite Mr. Perez, the council of the city of Montreal, to give a speech.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. It is with a heavy heart and tremendous sadness that we are here tonight and that I need to be present following the senseless, gratuitous act and tragedy that happened in Quebec City Sunday night. Our first thoughts are for the families. Families, wives that have become widows, children that have become orphans, and parents who've had to bury their sons. There are 17 orphans this week. 17. And after this time of pain, of sorrow, of mourning, that's going to be a lifelong impact. I know you understand it, we understand it, but we can't forget it on a societal level. The impact, the ramifications of this act, of this tragedy, are much more than simple, quote-unquote, murders. This is an attack on our values, an attack on the Muslim community of Quebec and Canada, an attack on us all. I was at the Arena Maurice Richard this afternoon with others. Remembers where over 5,000 people gathered of different faith, different nationalities, different backgrounds to show our solidarity. Now is the time to show our solidarity, to demonstrate our willingness to ensure that there is this openness, this dialogue. Because yes, while we do live in an open and tolerant society, one that is welcoming, multicultural, unfortunately there are certain individuals that try and take that away from us. And we cannot simply eliminate and say, oh, it's one individual. It's an exception. Collectively, as a society, there's messages that are sent. It was alluded to. Everybody has a certain responsibility. The media has a responsibility not to inflame passions, not to misrepresent realities or religions or perspectives, not to reduce everything into one category. Elected officials have an obligation to denounce these acts and to denounce when there is hate speech or the seeds of speech by certain individuals, and not to inflame for political gains. And we have our institutions, whether it be the police, whether it be the schools, whether it be the government, to play a role in ensuring that these things don't reoccur. I've had the chance and the privilege to be the city councillor for this area for the last 7 years. And I make a point to always remind, whenever I visit different institutions, different religious groups, that we live in an incredible borough, an incredible city. One that is open and tolerant, one that is accepting. And that is why it is so much shocking to see and to know that this happened in our own homeland, in our Quebec, in Canada. And it's senseless and it's gratuitous, and we will never be able to make any sense of it. It is pure hatred from one individual that was spawned and fed and inflamed. And what we have to do collectively is to ensure that we take note of this, that we don't let these situations ever reoccur, that we continue and maintain our dialogue, but more important, that we act. That we act to ensure that if there are inclinations, if we start seeing things, then we have to denounce it to the proper authorities. That if the media goes too far, that they're brought back to order. That elected officials don't take advantage for political gains. In 2013, when the whole issue of the charter values came about, I was one of the first, if not the first elected official to denounce it. I brought over a motion to denounce it, to say we are open and we need open secularism. Our Mayor Kader has been a champion of openness. Prime Minister and Premier as well. So I'd like to conclude by saying that you have, at the city level, people that are ready to always be there for you, to always be there to listen, to help, to dialogue, and to take action. Thank you, Shukran.